All right. That's all I got.
Fuck Smash Brothers.
Oh, shit. We dive right into it. There's a lot to talk about today. Welcome to the Side Quest. I hate saying like that every week, but why do I? I don't know. I am Dali. I'm back after 1 week of leaving these fucking maniacs to destroy the show. Your show last week, guys, I had to edit the fuck out of it in the audio. It's
don't ever leave again. Don't let us do that.
Did you like the part where the first 45 seconds are dead silence because I forgot to unmute the settings?
Yep. And then all of a sudden, the next line is like, yeah, vaping marijuana and and then Mothman conspiracies. I'm like, all right, this is gonna be in the teeth.
We did, I think, an hour and 20-minute show, and I'm pretty sure 55 minutes of it was us talking about how we were going to put meat in the Mothman.
It's our highest rated episode ever. That is the one, the only Aaron Kelly.
Hey, how's it going?
Also joining us is Samuel L. Dixon.
Hello. Pour one out for Luigi, our fallen brother today, huh?
Luigi got straight up fucking murdered today. To the point where it was so bad that they've there's no longer the year of Luigi. Now it's what is it, like 40 days observance of Luigi?
We're now in the year of mourning for our Lord and Savior Luigi.
That's all Waluigi's plan, right? What we're talking about, of course, is Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. That's one of the topics we'll discuss today. We'll have also a topic about good old-fashioned plagiarism. That's always good.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe some Dead Cells and maybe a little bit of what we've been playing. That's where we can start with what we've been playing. They're actually a bunch of us are playing shit for review, so we may not be able to talk about anything. Anybody want to talk about anything what they've been playing that they can talk about?
Yeah.
Let me get Conan.
I mean off and on, but no, I picked up Newman Sky.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I'm playing a little bit of that. That seems okay
for the PCs.
Yeah, for the PC. I got it on Steam because like it was on like for like 55% off sale or something like that, like last week. So I picked it up for that, and I don't know. It's okay, I guess. I don't really know what I'm supposed to be doing. Like I just kind of like there's a quest, like it's telling me like, all right, you're gonna have to build your thingamajig and stick it in your helmet. Go do that. And so I do that, and it's like, great, now you got to do that again, except for your ship. And I'm like, all right. And then it's like, cool, you did it. Now you got to do it again for your ship. And I'm like, all right. And then I did it. And then it's like, all right, 2 more times. Now your ship can fly. Oh, distress beacon, better go to it. So you fly over to it, and it's like, all right, guess what? You got to build a thing for your ship. So it's like, really?
Like, again?
All right. It's like, find some copper, you prick. And I'm like, all right. So I walk around for 2.5 hours looking for a copper deposit. And it's like, you just got to use the scanner. It's totally fine. No copper on the planet where this quest has sent me. So I have to get off into my ship and fly to another planet to find copper. And it's like, I don't know. Is the whole game just that? Like the actual, like it
might be.
The walking around part's pretty cool. Like the scanning things I like doing, but like there's no fucking point to it.
Have you tried to harass aliens on spaceships yet? That was always my favorite part.
I like that too.
The only thing I did was I got onto a space station and I walked up and there was this little like mole rat thing and he was like, hello, waved at me. And I was like, oh, I'm going to talk to him. So I talked to him and then I get flavor text about how he farted on me a bunch. And then my 2 dialogue options are, hey, that smelled really good. Can you do that again? Or walk away. And so I picked, hey, that smelled really good. Can you do that again? And then the conversation updated with the fact
for real, like farted on you?
Yeah. And then the text updated with the alien being like, he seems really pleased that you like his smell, but he's all out of gas right now. And that was it. And I was like, I didn't get anything for it. I couldn't understand if he was saying anything because I don't know any words. So then I walked away.
Yeah, occasionally that stuff will lead to like, oh, he was impressed with you, so he gave you like something to understand him, or like you know, they'll do something weird and you'll respond in a way, and they're like, oh, he gave you a laser or something. And then you can also barter for people's ships. and make them really offended by lowballing them.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, the interactions with like other races and stuff is like fun in that game, and you can find on different planets like different, their access to their languages and being able to understand some of the stuff of what they say, and you can barter with them once you figure that stuff out. But really, it's the whole game is finding resources to find more resources. So that's not what you're looking for. That's not really that much.
No.
I mean, they added starfighting, they added all types of stuff to it, but it's still at its core like a survival game without the need to survive.
I'll tell you, it has, the other problem it has is it's got what I think of as the Starbound problem, where they give you the ability to build a base, but why would you? You have a spaceship.
Mm-hmm. Well, they used to not have a way to get back to the planets that you were like previously on, unless you like flew the routes again. But you could be 10 planets deep at that point. I think they made it a little bit easier to like return to a planet. But yeah, there's really, if the whole point is exploring space and finding new stuff about space, why would you go back?
Well, yeah. I mean, my interpretation of what this game was originally, and I don't think it's changed that much now, is that you're basically a hummingbird, right? Like you're just supposed to flit from planet to planet, and you drop down on the planet, and you stick your beak in that planet, and you get a little something, something, then you fly off to the next planet and do it again.
Yeah, I think I want to give it a little bit of credit because I've seen a lot of people talking about like being able to run your own like trade empire effectively with like different cruise ships and like sending them out on missions. I know nothing about that. Haven't stumbled across it. I've only played like once or twice with this update. So that seems to be like the interesting thing people have found out of this new update, but I don't know how easy it is to engage with that as a new player.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't touched any of that yet. I haven't even gotten a new ship. I offered to buy a ship, or I tried to offer to buy a ship, but it was like, yeah, I'll sell it to you for 1.2 million credits. And I was like, nope, I got 80. I got 80 credits. Goodbye. But, yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I flip it on every now and again. I fly around a bit, and then I'm like, all right, that killed an hour, and then that's pretty much it. And the other thing I've been playing, I can't talk about until 9 o'clock in the morning. So, yeah. What about you, Sam? What have you been playing?
I was muted again, wasn't I?
Yeah, I was waiting, and I was like, Dali usually throws it to the next person. But
Yeah,
I guess I'll start. I haven't been playing much. I've also been playing something I can't talk about until August 14th. But I did jump back into GTA 5 randomly. Not
Really?
randomly.
Is it to get those the sweet RDR shit?
Yeah, they have. If you go online in the online of GTA, there's like 2 side quests that pop up, which you have to wait around in like an active lobby for like 20 minutes for these things to pop up. But once they do, you have to do a couple missions, and you unlock a gun and a stone hatchet that you can do another set of challenges with. And if you complete those, you will unlock them for use in Red Dead Redemption 2 when it comes out for either their online or single player. They didn't really state, just that if you have your Rockstar Social Club tied to both games, you'll unlock them in Red Dead Redemption 2. Also, you get like $250,000 in GTA Online cash for each of those missions. So if you're still playing GTA Online, it's a smart way to get like $500,000.
I've slightly fallen off, but I might have to look into that. Pretty much all I ever do in GTA Online is this like the stunt races and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't walk around at all. Yeah,
they added those NASCAR races, which were fun because it's like 30 people just banging into each other. Like now on PC, I'm sure it's 64.
Yeah, I love 30 people banging.
Yeah, bumping's racing, and that's the actual type of racing that everybody does in GTA. No one's classy in the normal races, so might as well bump and grind all you want.
So, just as a quick aside, I played a lot of the stunt races while I was still actively playing, and by the end of my time playing those, I found the races where people would disable collision, they just sucked.
Yeah, it makes no sense. Like, I understand not making every race like a GTA race, Like that kind of sucks, especially in those stunt races. But it makes no sense why you would turn collision off. If you want to turn off that catch-up thing, which is a little overpowered, it allows like back markers to go faster than the people in front. So a lot of times it'll just bunch the field up until the last lap, and then everybody's trying to wreck each other. Like, I understand turning that stuff off, but why turn off collision?
Well, I always found it brought like, I mean, okay, so there's collision, which is, you know, everybody just slammed into each other and it makes no goddamn sense. But there's
the
a point,
the
banging part, but there's a point where if you're in a race and everybody's got fully tricked out supercars and you're just using the default cars, you can still get, you know, top 10 placement with really good, you know, hits. Like, you can knock somebody out, knock them off the track, and get enough of a lead on them that you can still finish that race, even though everybody's rocking supercars. But with collision off, it's like, okay, well, they're going to go ahead of me because they're faster than me, and I can't hit them to stop them. So if they don't ever crash and I don't ever crash, I'm guaranteed to never win. So that was a waste of everybody's time, I guess. But yeah, I want that stone axe.
They also added the I hate to call them expansions because they're not like, you know, like old Warcraft style expansions, but they added that after hours content, which now you can own a nightclub and do a couple missions for there. And I guess it's like a front for some of your other businesses. So if you were gun running or drug dealing previously, you can now do it in your nightclub. And something like Rockstar went out of their way and hired like 5 DJs to write or to come up with their own specific set lists that are exclusive like to the game. So there's like DJ sets that can only be found within GTA Online.
You can get that big ass truck that's got a giant dance floor on top of it with a turntable. You can get up there and dance, and you can actually, they've got the vehicle coded so that it can actually drive with you standing on it, and you're not just going to get bucked off.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I have seen that there's like certain shots that you can buy in the nightclubs that get your character so wrecked that you might wake up like on the other side of town wearing different clothes than what you were before. And I guess there's like a cult in GTA. And if you know,
nudies.
Yeah, there's some cult that's basically like a rip on Scientology, I guess. But they're apparently you can pass out and wake up in one of their shirts, and it's the only way to get that shirt online is to like get drunk at the club and pass out somewhere and randomly get it.
Nice.
That's how I do it.
That's how I joined Scientology both times.
All right. So that's what you've been playing. I have. I've been on vacation. I was out of the country when you guys wrecked the podcast, so I did take the Switch with me. Finally polished off Lego Marvel 2, which starts off like I think I mentioned before. It just kind of didn't start off really good. It ends a lot better than it starts off, which difficult to say for a lot of us. We finished great, and it actually has kind of a decent payoff at the end for leveling up characters or getting all the new characters and stuff. So that was okay, nothing special. But I did dive back into Mario Tennis Aces after that, and I don't know, Sam, you have Tennis Aces, right?
I do.
And did you complete the single player campaign?
No, I've actually been kind of hands off with that.
It gets hard as fuck.
Yeah, I've heard
very quickly.
The last update I heard like rebalanced some of that stuff, so it's like less shitty. But no, I mean I've been primarily sticking to online and the tournament play or playing locally with people.
Okay, yeah, I played. You collect powers. They call them power stones, which is kind of funny. But you collect your goal is to collect power stone. Your goal is to collect 5 of them in the game or in this in the campaign, and you unlock stages and rackets and that kind of stuff along the way. And you can level up your character. I'm at level, I think, like 40 or something, and stuck right after the 3rd power stone because some of these side missions to actually unlock like the rackets and character boosts and stuff are freaking difficult. And then you get to the bosses, and some of the waypoints are really tough. To the point where I had to just kind of give up after a while. I'm like, fucking forget it. I'll put this down until I'm capable of handling this really unbalanced thing. I didn't, again, being out of the country, I didn't get a chance to connect to Wi-Fi to rebalance anything. But I'm really hoping that they take the direction with Mario Tennis Aces and do sort of like Splatoon, Splatfest, or ARM Party Crash type of online events, because that's what'll get everybody playing at the same time. Whenever there's a Splatoon, like a Splatfest or a Party Crash, I'm right there online playing against a bunch of other people. It's a nice way to get everyone together, those little mini events. But hope to do something similar with Mario Tennis, because I don't really go online all that much to play the game, but whatever.
Is that because everybody online is ridiculously savage?
That's exactly why. And a lot of folks used to use, who is it? Boo, that was totally overpowered.
Yeah, Bowser Jr. has been nerfed every single patch
Bowser
so
Jr.
far.
He's getting nerfed. So yeah, that wasn't a lot of fun. I'd get on and I'd just get slaughtered, and I'd quit right away. So
yeah, playing I think it's called Standard, whichever has the trick shots and all the cool like Super Mario power-ups. Playing that online, there's already a skill ceiling that's insurmountable on some of that tournament stuff. Like even playing on Standard, you have to be like on your game if you think you're even going to move past like the second round of those tournaments. Right now, the only reason to play online, unless you're really interested in being the very best that ever was, is to unlock like those characters. Like that's how they're gonna pretend to drag users back every month.
Yeah,
it's free DLC characters if you play one match in an online tournament.
And you can literally log on and then like basically just let your character get tennis ball smacked at their face and lose, and you're all set.
Yeah. And it's not like they've had high quality characters so far. Nope. It's been Koopa Troopa and Blooper. Those legendary Zelda franchise characters. Mario franchise characters. Each with their own unique storylines and adventures in every game. So,
can I run something by you guys that I discovered this past week?
Sure.
It's slightly related to Mario. It's not related, maybe not related to Mario Tennis. I don't know. Did you know that in Super Mario World, the enemies that they called Goombas are actually called Galoombas?
Wait, really?
Yeah. Those little things that you run into in the very first world in Super Mario World that you jump on, and they're like little balls or whatever, and they got little
feet. You're right, Galoomba.
Galoombas.
What? I'm looking at the Super Mario wiki right now. Yeah, holy cow.
Isn't that wild?
They're somewhat rare enemies from Super Mario World. They either walk across the ground, parachute from above, or float down in bubbles. Interesting.
Galoomba. Anyway, are they in Mario Tennis?
I don't know if they're in Mario Tennis or not. I didn't see them. Their Goombas are in Mario Tennis.
Well, totally different enemy, as we've just established.
The mini, those little mini.
Oh, okay, yeah. Because I thought you were trying to say that all Goombas were actually Galoombas, but yeah, I remember these guys were different from Super Mario World.
Yeah,
it's like they're weird Southern cousins.
They're the next evolution.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I don't know if that's true, but yeah. Anyway, carry on. Tennis.
Oh, good. So yeah. Anyways, that was that. I also started playing. Well, after I got kind of fed up with Mario Tennis, I hop back into Mario, and it's been all Mario all the time. Mario and Rabbids, the Donkey Kong Adventure campaign, and that is ridiculously fun. Like the opposite of what I was feeling with Mario Tennis. Just really good, well written. I think it's like a 6 or 8 hour storyline, and I'm about halfway through it right now. I'm really digging it. The weapons are really cool. Donkey Kong is totally overpowered, but that's all right. I think that's kind of the point. And it's a nice story for those who, if you kind of plowed through Mario and Rabbids last year, and you want an XCOM style game on the Switch, this is totally a good one to pick up. The expansion is really good. and you only have to beat the first. I think you got to beat the first world to access this, or at least the first few levels of the first world of the original Mario & Rabbids to access this, which is pretty easy.
So the story is happening concurrently to Mario & Rabbids.
Yep. And the character Cranky Kong is awesome, and as we all know, he is the original Donkey Kong. And then and he's actually a rabbit, and then you have Peach Rabbid Peach, which is really good. She's a great character. She's probably the star of this Mario & Rabbids. I wouldn't be surprised if I'm actually surprised they didn't announce any Rabbids in Smash, which we'll talk about in a little bit here. But that's I've been playing a lot of that. That's a lot of fun. I am quite digging it, and I'm ready to dive into this bad boy here, which just came in the mail the other day. That flashback special edition with the Super NES cartridge case on the back, which is kind of cool. So yeah, I'm looking to dive into. I mean, I've played Flashback a billion times, so Another World, Out of This World, all the fun stuff. So I'm looking to get into it. But yeah, that's kind of what I've been playing. I'm also playing a game that I can't talk about. I don't know when that embargo goes. It's a game that I shouldn't say anything. And then that's it. I don't know. I don't fucking care what Tom's playing because he's not here. I don't know what John is playing. John, Mr. Negative. I'm a full part of the team now. It's great. I'm gonna take a week off. That was great. 1 week, John.
I did it. I did it.
Since he's not here to defend himself, I heard he hates Octopath Traveler now.
Oh yeah, John fucking hates Octopath Traveler.
Said it was the worst game. Said that Final Fantasy sucked. Went on a whole tirade. It was bad.
He told me that if he had to choose between playing more Octopath or huffing farts out of a stranger's butt, he would huff the farts. So that should tell you what you need to know about how he feels about Octopath.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds right. I think that sounds like John, which is really unfortunate because I was going to start playing Octopath again, but I guess.
But now you're just going to switch to huffing farts.
I'm just going to switch to huffing farts.
Those deep lung hits.
Deep lung hits. All right, before we get into some of the great news that's out there, can we get our weekly Jeff Grubb update, our Jeff Grubb tape? I don't know, is there a Jeff Grubb update? Do we want to mention it?
He exists. I see him on Twitter. He did not know that there were 848 episodes of One Piece, a series that is still going.
Really?
Yeah, he had no idea.
I don't often remember the run count of episodes for anime I've never seen.
You don't often, but that's insinuating that maybe sometimes you do.
Yeah. There's got to be like 300 episodes of Naruto, right? Like 300.
Oh my god, yes.
352. That's my guess of Naruto episodes.
I will do you the service of looking it up. Now, are you saying base Naruto? Are you saying Naruto and Naruto Shippuden? Or are you saying both of those and Boruto?
I'm definitely not talking about Boruto because I only recently found out that existed.
There are 220 episodes of Naruto. You guys talk about yourselves. I'm doing work here.
Yeah.
Gathering intel on Naruto.
And there are 500 episodes of Naruto Shippuden.
Good. So my guess was right in the middle of both of those. Perfect.
Yeah, there are a lot of Naruto.
All right. Well, let's get
a lot of Naruto.
Let's get to the important things like the news.
Yes, the news. The greatest bit of news to come out today. Plagiarism.
Yeah,
we'll discuss this.
I have this weird habit on Twitter of catching things super early, but thinking that everybody already knows about them. So I just make a weirdly dismissive tweet about it and then go to bed and then come back and everybody's like, I don't understand what the context of this is. And then it has to get explained to them. And they're like, oh,
that happened?
Oh, that happened. And this week's was, guy from IGN plagiarized basically word for word a review of the game Dead Cells for a video on IGN, and immediately got caught.
Like immediately by the originator of the original video review.
Yeah.
And IGN, to their credit, it was about 12 hours before this thing blew up. And as soon as IGN, I guess, found out, like IGN proper, they pulled the video and they put up a note saying that plagiarism was inexcusable. And they were looking into it. And I think that's it. I don't think
it was the original review. Sorry, I'm just picking scabs off my bloody scabs. What the hell? The original review of Dead Cells, which is what we're talking about, was done by Boomstick Gaming.
Yep.
And I think it was the PC version of Dead Cells. Either way, the Switch review went live a couple days ago, I think, or yesterday, Tuesday, Monday, by Philip Mewson over at IGN, and his video and text are in some cases word for word, like entire sentences off of Boomstick Gaming's video. And Boomstick Gaming only had a few, maybe a few hundred followers on YouTube and Twitter.
They had. It wasn't that little. They had something. I want to say it was 13,000 subscribers on YouTube, which isn't
grown quite a bit now.
It sounds like a lot, not a lot compared to IGN's like 1 point whatever million or something like that. But Boomstick Gaming, he put out a comparison video on YouTube and Reddit that had their text and his text side by side as it was happening, and it was pretty irrefutable. Like some pretty odd word choices, not just odd enough words that the chances of two people writing a review about the same game would stumble upon them pretty slim, and in those specific orders even slimmer. So
it's the whole what the investigation was. It seemed like it was pretty quick over at IGN. A lot of times those things will take a couple days, but this investigation was pretty quick, and within hours of initially discovering it, they had essentially let Philip Mewson go.
Oh, yeah, wow. They updated the statement.
Yeah, they updated the statement. They let him go. He is no longer employed there. Interestingly, so he is also the host of their Nintendo Voice Chat podcast. So I'm assuming that's going to be switching out there. But there was, interestingly enough, the Boomstick Gaming dude mentioned that he doesn't want anything prior to Philip getting the axe kind of chopped, brought down on him. Said he didn't want to lose his job or anything, just wanted him to kind of learn from his mistakes and become better ethically. But there are standards that journalists and bloggers and anybody who writes stuff on the web needs to follow, and you don't copy other people's work. Just don't.
So part of the revised statement that IGN's put out says, we've parted ways with the writer involved in the review, and we will be re-reviewing Dead Cells this week.
Yep.
I mean, at this point, shouldn't you just pay the dude on YouTube? And
I kind of agree with you. Yeah.
Like, just pay the dude your standard fee and get him to let you host his review on your site, if the language in it is acceptable, of course. Because, I mean, I'm sure IGN has standards with regards to swearing and whatnot. So if there's swearing in it, then maybe not. But, I mean, maybe look that up. Maybe do that, since you basically stole a lot of his views, probably.
Well, or if, even if they think that review fit their criteria to begin with to submit it, like, why not freelance something out to him in the future just to give him a little, foot in the door?
Give him send an olive branch that way. And
The one nice thing is they did mention Boomstick Gaming by name in their apology.
Yes.
So hopefully that'll drive some traffic that way, and hopefully Boomstick Gaming, now that they're a name that people are talking about, doesn't milkshake death themselves in the next 48 hours.
Yeah. which tends to happen with a lot of these cases. But agreed. Either way, good response by IGN to go right into, and there are good folks there. I half-heartedly, half-jokingly made the. By the way, John wants to know why we now say that he doesn't like Octopath Traveler. Sorry, John. That's what you got to be on the podcast. I sort of half-jokingly, but not really, mentioned how there is a line of people that are, what's the word that I use, that maybe not at fault, but need to be kind of involved in this, at least from an understanding that they are involved, and that would be the editorial side, and how they probably should take a look at their processes for how they look at reviews. And I know from just a bare bones standpoint, from a couple of sites that I've written, other sites that I've written reviews for and pieces for, is that a lot of folks will look over for grammatical errors, and they'll try to find things that are blaring, but then they won't have that opportunity to, actually spend a ton of time. Yeah, spend a ton of time looking for plagiarism, and maybe part of the process is now you employ somebody before these posts go live to do a scan of the web or whatever to check for plagiarizing. I know there are. I mentioned in a couple tweets that there are Google Chrome apps that will transcribe YouTube videos on the fly. So you could do a search for. You could type in Dead Cells review in YouTube, find a bunch of videos, and then just quickly do a transcription to check against yours, or you get the script ahead of time from your video person. I think there are procedural stuff. Maybe it adds a day or two to reviews. Maybe you just plan around that, and if that's what has to happen, that's what has to happen. But I think, it's a part of this is going to be a process thing, and understanding how to go forward with these types of situations, and just planning ahead of time. So, but good on IGN. They're trying at least.
I think the other thing to be said about that is, as this blew up, there was a minor flare-up of people crying about how this was such an ethical breach, and God, nobody cares about ethics in gaming journalism. And I'm just looking at this like IGN responded within 12 hours of this accusation, investigated it, determined the accusation was solid, fired the guy, and removed the video and issued an apology. That's about as ethical a response as you can expect. Like that's what you want. Why are you complaining?
Yep.
Yeah, IGN did their best in this situation. I understand the need for editors to check on like a lot of things. And in all honesty, you can't, not every Google video is transcripted and stuff like that. So, you can't dig through somebody's what you could do is I don't have his Twitter handle in front of me, but I remember going to the writer in question specific Twitter handle and him mentioning that he really liked watching YouTube. So if you're somebody that's clearly the other review was out in public first, if you're going to be writing a game review, there's nothing wrong with looking at other people's impressions and seeing a general gist of that. Now, it might taint your own review, which is obviously what happened here. But if you're going to be watching a bunch of videos, watching other people's opinions on this stuff, maybe you have to provide that along with if you're going to write something, if you're going to write a paper in college, you usually annotate I heard this from this book or something like that. Exactly. You might as well just send along these are the list of videos that I watched kind of for research. Well, that was to kind of give myself a little bit of flow.
That was the thing Joystick always used to do, where they would have a review of a thing themselves, but for anything big, they would have the mega review thread, and they would just have links to every other review out there. Yeah, and to a lesser extent, there's your Metacritics and your Metacritics. Are there any other websites that do that?
I don't know. Yeah, maybe, but no, you're right. Citations, annotations, things like that, citing things. I think there are. I think it's going to be a procedural shift or process shift, I should say, for some of these places and how they approach. And maybe it is time. It's an aging process to review something. The old way of doing it, especially with freelancers on the web, was, hey, we'll send you the game. you know, write a 500 to 1,000 word review, send it back to us. We'll edit the grammar. We'll post it. Well, that is very 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 50 years ago. And, you know, obviously things change on the web so quickly that we need to, you know, the process will have to adjust as well. So what that is, I don't know. I'm just kind of thinking out loud. But anyways,
if IGN needs a new Nintendo editor, I am employable. I don't own a Switch or any Nintendo consoles.
I did mention to you that I had the awesome dream that they announced a Switch Pro, which was quite literally the same size screen, but just had giant Joy-Cons attached to it.
Yes, I want it.
Literally just massive Joy-Cons attached. It looked like a horse collar when everything was hanging off the end of it. But
do it, Nintendo, you fucking cowards. Make something big enough for my hands.
That's not a bad idea for a Kickstarter. Just giant controllers, giant Joy-Cons. Let's move on to other big pieces of news and information.
Oh, sorry.
Yo, what is that? Is that your ringtone?
Yeah, it sure is. It's great. It's a Japanese song. I have to take this call. I'll be right back.
Wow.
That was a phenomenal ringtone.
Wow.
That was beautiful. That was beautiful. He left right as we were about to start talking about Smash Bros. As well.
Yep. And that means there's nobody left to defend it. Fuck Smash Bros.
I'm screwed. Smash Brothers is awesome. Tom Johnson sucks. That's basically everything, right? Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah, with Smash Brothers information today, we got the debut of 5 new characters, I think is what came out of it. We got 2 Belmonts, Simon Belmont and Richter Belmont. Richter is whatever the hell an Echo Fighter is. I don't know what the fuck that is. So you got those 2. You had Dark Samus, which is
not a thing, but go on.
I know it's the Echo character for regular Samus.
What the fuck does that mean? What does Echo mean? Did they explain that?
I think it's basically the same moveset, but I don't know.
Here in America, we call that a palette swap, and they have those in Smash Brothers
essentially what it is, the palette swap.
They have those in Smash Brothers already. You can change the color of your character. That exists.
It's literally, here's your explanation. Echo Fighters, excuse me, and Super Smash Brothers Ultimate have movesets based on other fighters, but a different visual appearance. That's exact. So it's just a palette swap, but it's a polygon swap. Is all
it's Mokujin. It's Mokujin.
Exactly. So if 2 people want to be Chrome, I mean, if 2 people want to be Mario, then Mario. But yeah, Chrome and Dark Samus, and then you got the one that everybody was excited about, King K. Rool. That's what we've all wanted. The big fat alligator from Donkey Kong series.
Oh, so you're one of those, are you?
Yeah, no,
you pronounce it K. Rool and not King Cruel.
It's there's a period after the K.
Yeah, and there was a TV show where they actually had dialogue, and it was King Cruel.
I used to think it was King K. Cruel, and which was KKK, but it's not. That's just King K. Rool.
Oh, Dali.
That's horrible. That's horrible. But I think he is a neo-Nazi, King K. Rool.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, fascist.
Oh yeah. He was a huge proponent of eugenics.
Yeah, exactly. And homeopathic eugenics. No, so you got those 5 characters coming. Apparently, all of those characters will. I think I'm drooling on myself because of this. I'm drinking some Weller Special Reserve bourbon. All 5 of those characters will be receiving amiibo at some point in the future. That dark colored, black colored Dark Samus is badass, and then of course Simon Belmont, because Richter Belmont is just a shitty character. There are now also going to be 103 official stages in the game, and with the variations of battle mode and whatever those different modes are, it gets up to about 300. Battlefield and Omega forms get up to 300 stages in the game, and then the stages can morph into each other. So if you're fighting on one stage, it can morph into a different stage. And this one was crazy. 900 songs now are in this game, to the point where if you have a purse like I do, You can just drop your Switch into said purse, hook up some headphones that you can't chat with, and listen to the music. 900 compositions, 28 hours worth of video game music. That you'll never get all those songs, right? Maybe if you play 28 hours of gaming, but they're gonna repeat at some point, right?
Yeah, when does that game come out?
December.
Oh, I'm so done. I'm done. I don't even dislike Smash Bros that much. Like, I think that's a fun game to play, but holy shit, do I not give a shit about another info dump?
Mm-hmm. This was totally
just do it. Just put the game out.
Mm-hmm. A couple other things. Zero. So you got new assist trophies. Joining Smash Brothers Ultimate as assist trophies. Assist trophies is 0 from Mega Man X. Knuckles from Sonic.
Oh, now I'm in. Now I'm interested.
Crystal from Star Fox Adventures. Shovel Knight. Okay, Shovel Knight's good. Rathalos from Monster Hunter series. Here's your Monster Hunter tie. And the one, the only, Evil Moon from Majora's Mask.
Sure. A big fucking ball with a mad face on it. Why not?
Were those called? Were those mad balls? Is that what they were called?
Yeah, mad balls.
Mad balls. Yeah.
With a Z, I think.
Yes. Or Z, as we call it in the US. There's some tournament mode, training modes. The training mode looked kind of interesting because it actually shows you the trajectory and the if you hit somebody, what the strength will lead to from like a little dotted line type of thing. That's kind of interesting. Again, another stat dump. It's Smash Brothers is the ultimate stats based fighting game. Completely stats.
I heard a rumor that they tease something that people are taking to mean Subspace Emissary is coming back.
Yeah. So when the last thing they showed was the title screen, and they said, well, we can't talk about one area because we have yet to announce one mode, but it was like kind of the second biggest. You had the Smash mode, which is like, you just come in, play Smash Brothers, multiplayer Smash Brothers, and then you had this green box with a super pixelated logo mode down in there. And a lot of people are thinking it's a single player emissary type of mode, which I like that mode in Brawl. I was sad to see it go.
It'll be a camera mode. It'll be a camera mode, so you can take upskirt pictures of all the female fighters.
Upskirt Daisy and Peaches on the beaches. The one thing that actually did seem kind of interesting was Smashdown, which you get a bunch of buddies together and you guys are all playing a game. And after every match, the characters that you were on the in your matches are no longer playable, and you have to choose other characters, and you keep going until there are no characters left. So that's kind of an interesting way to. It's almost like for those of us that play fantasy football, like Survivor pick football, and where you can't pick the same character twice and nobody can. And that's kind of an interesting thing. So I don't know. That's kind of cool. I can see myself playing that against friends because it forces you to mix it up and may lead to some good opportunities for folks. That's it. There's a lot of shit. More stats, more information. I fucking loved it. I loved it because I like Smash. Smash is a fun game. I'm shitty at it. I'm horrible at it. But there's just so much to be horrible at that I'm slightly less horrible at certain things than others, and I feel good about that. So I like Smash. Just it is a complete, just like the stat dump that it is. With every time they do an announcement, it's a nostalgia dump, and that's what I like about it.
They showed Luigi as a ghost.
That is true. It is now canon that Luigi got abso-fucking-lutely murdered by the Grim Reaper.
He literally had a video game where he was fucking killing ghosts, and now
in
he's
high def. Got murdered in high def. Yep. That was pretty bonkers. So that is canon. Yep.
Yeah, apparently. I don't know. I can't.
I think it was Nintendo of Europe came out afterwards and like tweeted out Luigi is okay. Just to let everybody know that Luigi is okay.
And still no Waluigi.
And still no Waluigi. Fuck Waluigi. I think we're done. I think he's good as an assist trophy, and that's it. I have a Waluigi amiibo, and that was one of the best best purchases in my life.
Send it to me.
Yeah, you want? I think they still sell them around here.
I don't have any amiibos, but I would have an amiibo of the dude who's built like I am built.
Mm-hmm. Holy shit, you are our Waluigi.
I could throw some purple on and do a pretty good Waluigi cosplay, except I don't have the hair for it. But
I am our okay. Well, if all of us were Smash Brothers or Mario characters, or no Smash Brothers characters, who would we be on staff? So you're Waluigi. Who would Tom Johnson be? I'm looking at him. He'd be maybe Yoshi.
yeah,
He'd be Yoshi totally.
who would Sam be? Who can hear us but is muted?
I've returned. Watch your mouth.
He's back. We're describing who each of us would be as Smash characters.
What's a depressingly angry one? No, Meta Knight. Meta Knight is Tom.
Tom is Yoshi, but maybe Meta Knight is Tom. I like that.
No, Yoshi's still too full of life.
I think because Meta Knight doesn't have teeth, so that works out perfectly.
See, I would have said Tom would have been what's his name from Kirby, King with the mallet,
King Dedede.
King Dedede.
See, he could be Wolf too, just because I see Tom saying, "I can't let you do that, Star Fox."
I can't let you do that, Star Fox.
Okay, before we move on from Smash Brothers, I brought up the press release. I just want to talk about the two very subtle things that was announced that are really cool that I appreciate. Stage morphing, I think, is really dope. The idea that you can load two stages and flip between them, plus all the different stage settings of like being able to turn off hazards or going into the Alpha the Omega form of stuff. And the other thing that I've been literally asking for in this game since the N64 is the Squad Strike mode, which allows you to choose 5 characters and you play those characters consecutively in one fight. So you could, do a stock match where like all 5 of your stocks are different characters. That's great. And also, I don't know if it's on here. I can't see what the mode is called, but the mode where you can basically go through the entire roster and play matches. Yeah. And as you play matches, it removes different fighters from the roster that you already played as. Again, great mode. Can't wait to play those with my brother. Thank you for adding them. Everybody at Nintendo.
I mentioned the same thing right before you got on. I really do like that mode. I think it's a good mode.
I also think Belmont and K. Rool suck as characters. I appreciate
Belmont, Simon or Richter, or both.
I appreciate their inclusion from Nintendo nostalgia, but I probably will have zero interest in playing as either of them.
I think I do not care in the least bit about King K. Rool, Cruel, whatever you guys want to say. I'm going to say K. Rool. But Simon Belmont is one that I think that people have been wanting since Melee, or since they showed at least since Brawl.
I don't disagree that they should definitely be in Smash. And I know K. Rool has been like talked about forever. But I'm not a huge Castlevania fan. I'm not a huge Donkey Kong fan. And as far as the Echo Fighters, I really wish we didn't see. I know people love Chrom. I never played that Fire Emblem, but like, man,
Fire Emblem Awakenings was fantastic.
Do we not have enough Fire Emblem characters at this point?
It's like 15 Fire Emblem characters.
I know half the cast is sword dudes now.
Yeah.
There's only one Chrom I respect, and he's from Pantheon of Gods in Conan.
Yeah. Here are the Fire Emblem characters. Chrom, Marth, Lucina, which is now an Echo Fighter of Marth. Roy, who nobody fucking cares about Roy.
Fucking Roy.
Fucking Roy. Ike, another character that nobody fucking cares about. Ike.
In my local Smash players, one person was a big Ike guy.
All right, one of those types of peeps. Robin.
Wait, I need some clarification before we keep going.
Yeah.
Was Ike the guy who was in the same game as Roy, or was it Marth and Roy?
I think it was Marth and Roy.
Because whoever the second one was, everybody just called him Other Marth. That's how important he is.
Yeah.
You could be Marth and there was Other Marth.
Chrom is also like an Other Marth as well, but and Corrin. I think Corrin was the last one. Yep.
Yeah, she was, well, she, I think, is you can choose, was a DLC character for the Wii U one.
Yes, and was also is the main character of the last original, the Conquest and Birthright, I believe.
Yes, I also can turn into a dragon.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think they're something like 1,100 years old or something.
So new fighters
Sounds
this
about
time around: King Cruel,
There you go.
Richter, Simon, Ridley, the Inklings.
I don't understand. I don't understand. Ridley.
Daisy. I love the Inkling. When I played that character at E3, that was I think that's my new main is Inkling. It played really well.
Do they got the Splat Doolies?
They do. They have the Splat Doolies. They have, I believe they did actually. I can't remember.
Nice.
Chrome. It's Chrome. I always said Chrome. I don't know why I'm yeah, I mentioned Daisy, Dark Samus. There are a shit ton, right?
Mhm.
They've added almost far too many new characters now that you have to balance the game around.
Well, and arguably, we're probably going to see about 10 more, would be my guess.
Yeah, I'm gonna assume that there's one more DLC or one more direct as we get closer, maybe like something in November or October. We'll get one more direct for the last like maybe 1 or 2 characters that'll show up here. But I don't think too many more. It's already too many characters. I love like you, Sam. I love the nostalgia, but there's almost too much.
Yeah, I think my feeling is like this is going to be the last Smash Brothers game for a long time.
At least this kind of Smash Brothers.
Yeah, like I mean, I've been thinking for years that they should just turn Mario Tennis and Mario Golf and Mario Kart and all those external franchises into Nintendo Tennis or Nintendo Kart. So hopefully they go down that route. But honestly, with how much is coming, like somebody made the point earlier today that everything they've announced so far has been fan requested features for years.
Yeah,
K-Rool's been requested since N64. Belmont's been requested since N64. Like I think that we are currently being set up for. This is the last Smash Brothers probably for the next 2 generations. Like whatever is after the Switch.
They'll just keep re-releasing this one as
or like an HD Melee or something.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
yep.
I just don't. I think that we are getting all of this stuff, so no one begs for a Smash Brothers for a long time
until this comes out.
Saying, "Leave me the fuck alone, guys."
Until this comes out and Waluigi's not in it, and then everyone's like, "Where the fuck's Waluigi? Oh, he'll be in the next one."
No one wants Waluigi.
Everybody wants Waluigi. He's the greatest character.
We need Jeffrey the Giraffe in Super Smash Brothers. I can almost see, this being the last Smash Brothers of this kind, and then them going into something very different for a future type of Smash Brothers game. Like it would be almost like it wouldn't even be a Smash Brothers. It would be a completely different type of fighting game, right? I mean, you may only be like 2 people. 1v1 type of maybe a more traditional Street Fighter style fighting game. I don't know. But I put Smash Brothers to rest after this one for a decade or so again, and then a couple generations, and then maybe have just release ports and HD versions between them. But that's it.
Wow,
that's our show. I don't think we got anything else. Do you have a top 10 this week?
No, I don't have a top 10 this week. I'm still on the Mothman. I'm still thinking about it.
I'm still thinking intently.
By the time this comes out, well, obviously, if people are watching it live, hello. But if it comes out sometime tomorrow, it'll be after the fact. But we're getting Red Dead Redemption gameplay.
Oh yeah,
which is interesting because Rockstar never shows dedicated gameplay footage ever. The last, like GTA 5, the only gameplay footage leaked out when people had review copies. They never showed like an actual, like, of course their trailers are in-game, like engine trailers and stuff like that, but they've never actually showed like, oh, this is what the HUD looks like. This is how you like move your character on screen and stuff like that. So it's interesting that they specifically said we're releasing a gameplay trailer tomorrow. So who knows? Maybe we'll get a little rundown of what like you know, what their online features look like. What
Mhm.
you know, maybe I assume you're going to run some sort of gang base and stuff like that. Your posse. So maybe we get to see that, or maybe it's literally just like, here's 5 minutes of a train robbery or something.
You
So
know,
that should be interesting.
the only thing I give a shit about in terms of pre-release information for Red Dead 2, all I want to know is if in the online mode I can play poker.
That
That's
would
it.
be fucking badass. Like just
That's it.
poker-
I
Look,
want to be able. I want to be able to walk into a saloon in a town and sit at a table, and there's a bunch of other players there, and then we all play poker.
That dude, I would spend so many more than hours. I would spend days just playing poker. That's
Give it to me, Rockstar.
that's you know what? You got it. And then throw in Rockstar table tennis in there and we're all set.
Oh yeah. Still to this day, the best table tennis game ever made.
It totally is. It totally is. I even played it on the Wii and it was awesome. All right, everybody. That's going to be it. You can find us at SideQuesting on the Twitter, sidequesting.com, SideQuesting Podcasts on your favorite podcast resource. Also the YouTubes. Eventually you'll get to Twitch. I got to figure that shit out, but we'll make it. You can find me personally at Dali Dimovsky on stuff. Where can we find you, Aaron?
You can find me at SideQuesting. I'm going to have some sort of written thing for We Happy Few up in the next few days. You may have noticed I mentioned there was a game that I can't talk about until tomorrow. That was it. I think I'm allowed to say I'm playing it. I just don't think I can say anything about it until tomorrow. You can find me on Twitch at Scratty Bones, where you may have watched this show last week when we did it live over Twitch. And you can find me on Twitter at Scratty Bones, where I retweet plagiarists before anybody knows what's happening.
Yep. Isn't retweeting just plagiarizing?
No, because you're citing the person who did it.
I guess you're right.
Yeah.
Sam, where can we find you besides lurking?
You can find me at SamDI79 on Twitter. And stay there for up-to-date content. I actually did post something today. Before that, August 1st, and before that, July 28th. But today I shared with Best of Next Door a lovely message that was talked about in my neighborhood. Don't put popcorn in the microwave if there's fireworks going on. You might not hear when they stop popping. That is a service message to you, a PSA. So be safe out there when popping your popcorn.
Mm-hmm. All right, everybody. We'll see you on the next side quest. We love you. Bye.
Have sex with Mothman.
Unbelievable.